Hello, my dear friend. I know that learning English can feel difficult sometimes. You try to speak, but you stop. You try to listen, but you don't understand everything. You read something, and the words feel hard. Maybe you feel nervous or think, I will never be good at English. But today, I want to tell you something very important. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to speak like a native. You don't have to learn everything in one day. All you need is this: small steps. Yes, small steps. One small step today, another small step tomorrow. This is the real way to learn English. Let me tell you a story. It's not about a teacher or a rich person or someone famous. It's about a normal person. Let's call him Alex. Alex was just like you. He wanted to learn English, but he didn't know how to begin. He didn't go to an English-speaking school. He had no English-speaking friends. But he had one thing: he never stopped. Every day, Alex took one small step. And day by day, those small steps made a big change. He went from zero to confidence. So in this story, I will share with you how Alex learned English. I will show you how small daily actions helped him grow. And I will tell you how you can also learn English in the same way. Are you ready? Let's begin the journey together. Let me tell you how I started. In the beginning, I knew almost nothing. I could say, hello, how are you? And maybe a few other words, but I couldn't make full sentences. I couldn't understand English movies. When I heard people speak English, it sounded fast, too fast. I felt like English was only for smart people or rich people. I was not one of them. I was just a normal person. But one day, something changed. I saw a job post on the internet. It was a good job, the kind of job I always dreamed about. But there was one problem. It needed English. That moment hit me. I sat down and thought, if I don't learn English, I will lose many chances in life. I must start. I must try. But I didn't have money to go to English classes. I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have friends who spoke English. I had nothing except my will to learn. So I started small, very small. On the first day, I wrote down one English word in my notebook. Apple. I looked at it. I said it out loud. I wrote it again. That's it. One word. The next day, I learned another word. Book. Then the next day, pen. Just one word every day. That's how I began. No big plans, no stress, only small steps. Then I started watching short English videos. I didn't understand most of it, but I didn't stop. I watched the same video again and again. I looked at subtitles. I paused. I repeated the words. I copied what they said. Sometimes I didn't know the meaning. So I checked in a dictionary. It took time. But slowly I started to understand. I also started speaking to myself. Yes, I talked to myself in English. I said things like, this is a cup. I am drinking tea. I am going to the shop. They were small, simple sentences. But they helped me. Every day, I tried to say just a little more. I made a small rule for myself. Learn a little English every day. Don't stop. Some days, I studied for 30 minutes. Some days, only 5 minutes. But I didn't miss a day. I was not perfect. I made mistakes. But I didn't care. I told myself, mistakes are okay. Mistakes help me grow. And you know what? That small beginning, those little steps, they started to change everything. Now let me tell you something very honest. Learning English was not easy for me. There were many hard days. Many times I felt afraid. I had fear inside me. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of speaking in front of people. Fear of sounding wrong. I remember the first time I tried to say a sentence in English. My heart was beating fast. My mouth felt dry. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. I felt so shy. I thought, what if people laugh at me? What if I say something wrong? What if they don't understand me? That fear stopped me many times. I wanted to speak, but I stayed quiet. I wanted to ask questions, but I didn't. I kept my head down. I stayed in my comfort zone. But then, one day, I asked myself a big question. Do I want to stay afraid forever? Or do I want to grow? I knew the answer. I wanted to grow. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to speak English with confidence. So I made a promise to myself. I said, I will not let fear win. I will speak, even if I make mistakes. I will learn, even if it takes time. I will not give up. That day, I took another small step. I recorded my voice. I said simple sentences into my phone like, my name is... I am learning English. I like to read books. When I listened to my voice, I laughed. It sounded strange to me, but I didn't stop. I recorded again. And again. Every day, I spoke a little more. Then I started talking to myself in the mirror. I looked at myself and practiced, hello, how are you today? I am going to the market. I want to learn English. Yes, I felt silly at first, but after 1 week, it became fun. I enjoyed it. Later, I found free English podcasts. I started listening while walking, while eating, even before sleeping. At first, I didn't understand much, but I kept going. I heard the same words again and again. Slowly, they started to make sense. I also made mistakes while writing. I used wrong grammar. I spelled words incorrectly, but I kept a small notebook. I wrote every mistake, and I corrected it. I learned from each one, and something amazing happened. The more I practiced, the less fear I felt. I still made mistakes, yes, but I was not scared anymore. I started to enjoy the process. I started to feel strong. One day, I saw a tourist in my town. He looked lost. He didn't speak my language. I wanted to help him. So I took a deep breath and said, "Can I help you?" He smiled. I gave him directions in simple English. It was a short conversation, maybe 2 minutes, but for me, it was a big moment. That moment showed me something very important. I can do it. And if I can do it, you can too. My fear didn't disappear in one day, but every time I took a small step, my fear became smaller, and my confidence became bigger. If you are afraid to speak English, I understand you. I was like you. I had fear too. But listen to me. Don't wait for the fear to go away. Take action. Speak. Practice. Try. Even if your voice shakes. Even if you make a mistake. That's how you grow. Every time you try, you become stronger. Every word you say is a small victory. So please, my friend, don't be afraid. Move forward, step by step, just like I did. Let me tell you about the day that changed everything for me. It was a normal day, just like any other. I woke up early, made my tea, and opened my small English notebook. I had written more than 100 words in it by then. Words I had learned slowly, one by one, every day. I looked at them with a small smile and thought, I really know these words now. That was a small win for me, but something even bigger was waiting for me that day. A friend of mine told me about a free online English speaking club. It was a Zoom meeting where people from different countries came together to practice English. My heart started beating fast again. I thought, me? Speak English in front of people? No, I can't do that. The fear came back. But then I remembered my promise. I will not let fear stop me. So, I said yes. Before the meeting, I practiced what I wanted to say. Just a short introduction. Hello, my name is... I am learning English. I am happy to be here. I repeated those lines again and again. My hands were shaking. My voice was not strong, but I clicked the join button. The meeting started. I saw people from India, Brazil, Egypt, and other countries. Everyone was smiling. Everyone was trying. And I realized something very powerful. They were just like me. They were not perfect. They made mistakes too. But they were speaking. They were learning. They were growing. When it was my turn, I spoke my few lines. I was slow. I forgot one sentence. But I did it. People clapped. They smiled. One person wrote in the chat, "Well done, brother." That message gave me so much joy. It was small, but to me, it felt big. I had spoken English with real people for the first time in my life. That small win gave me big confidence. I started joining the club every week. I met new friends. We helped each other. We laughed. We learned. I saw my English getting better, slowly but surely. I understood more words. I could speak more clearly. And most of all, I felt proud of myself. That's when I realized something important. Small wins can create big changes. Just saying a few sentences gave me hope. Just joining one meeting gave me courage. Every little step I took was building a stronger version of me. After that, I started doing more things in English. I wrote short paragraphs about my day. I read simple English books. I watched children's cartoons in English because they use easy language. I repeated what the characters said. I learned new phrases. And you know what else I did? I started dreaming. Yes, dreaming. In English. I said to myself, one day I will travel. One day I will make international friends. One day I will help others learn English too. That dream made me work harder. It made me study, even when I was tired. It made me speak, even when I felt shy. I didn't study for 5 hours a day. I didn't have a big plan, but I had consistency. I had small daily actions. I had a belief that small wins matter. So if you are listening to me now and you feel like your English is not good, please remember this. You only need one small win to start changing your life. It could be one new word, one short sentence, one voice message, or one small conversation. Don't wait for the perfect day. Don't wait to feel ready. Start small. That's how I did it. One step at a time. One small win at a time. And slowly, everything began to change. After a few months of learning, speaking, listening, reading, and writing in English, something very special happened in my life. I noticed that I was no longer the same person. I was more confident. I was more hopeful. I had more energy in my heart. I was not just learning English anymore. I was becoming a better version of myself. And with that change came something I never expected: the desire to help others. One evening, I was thinking about my journey. I remembered the fear, the confusion, the small steps, and the little wins. And then a thought came into my mind. There are many people like me. They are just starting. They feel afraid. They feel alone. Maybe I can help them. That small idea became a big mission for me. I didn't wait. I took another small step. I created a group, just a small WhatsApp group. I invited a few friends who also wanted to learn English. I told them, let's practice together. Let's help each other. At first, only 3 people joined, but I didn't stop. Every day, I shared one English sentence. I wrote the meaning in our own language. I recorded my voice reading that sentence. And guess what? My friends loved it. They started writing back in English. They started recording their own voices. We were not perfect, but we were trying. We were growing together. That group changed my life even more. Why? Because teaching helped me learn faster. Helping others made my own English stronger. When someone asked me a question, I searched for the answer. When someone made a mistake, I corrected them kindly. And when someone felt shy, I encouraged them. And in that process, my grammar got better. My vocabulary grew. My listening skills improved. I was not just a learner now. I was a helper. I was a guide. One day, a young boy from our group sent me a voice message. He said, "Brother, because of you, I can now speak English with my cousin who lives in another country. Thank you so much." When I heard that, I had tears in my eyes. That one message gave me more joy than anything else. I felt something deep inside. I was making a difference. Slowly, more people joined our group. We made a weekly challenge. Each week, we had to write a short paragraph about our lives. We shared audio messages. We helped each other fix mistakes. Sometimes, we just laughed and told jokes. It didn't feel like study. It felt like friendship. It felt like teamwork. And guess what else? While helping others, I was helping myself. My English became clearer. My pronunciation improved. My writing got stronger. But more than all that, my heart grew. Helping others gave me a reason to keep going. It gave me motivation. It gave me purpose. I was no longer learning English just for me. I was learning it so I could teach, so I could support, so I could inspire. I also started reading simple motivational quotes in English every morning. One of my favorites was, "When you help someone up the mountain, you reach the top too." That quote became my daily reminder. Every time I helped a friend with English, I also improved. Every time I shared a small lesson, I learned more myself. Teaching is not only for experts. Even if you know a little, you can still teach. You can still share. So, my dear friend, if you are learning English now and you think you are too small to help others, you are not. You know something today that someone else doesn't. Maybe one word, one sentence, one tip. Share it, speak it, post it. Helping others will help you grow faster. That is the power of small steps. First, you learn. Then you grow. And then you give. That's what I did. And that's what you can do too. Today, when I look back at my journey, I smile. I started with nothing. No strong English, no confidence, no plan. I just had one small step, one word, one sentence, one notebook. And now I can speak with people from around the world. I can help others. I can share my story. And you know what? I am still learning. I am still growing. Because learning never ends. Now, I want to tell you about my dream. It's a big dream, but it started from small steps. I dream of traveling to new countries. I dream of sitting in a classroom in a foreign land, learning and sharing ideas in English. I dream of giving a speech one day in front of students from different places. And I want to tell them, you can do it too, just like I did. I dream of writing a book. Yes, a full book in English. I want to share my journey, my tips, and my story with thousands of people who feel afraid, just like I once felt. But most of all, my biggest dream is this: to inspire you. You who are listening to me right now. You who are just starting. You who feel like English is too hard. I want to tell you from my heart, you can do it. I believe in you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to speak like a native speaker. You don't need to know every grammar rule. What you need is courage. What you need is consistency. And what you need most is to never give up. When I started, I was scared, but I didn't stop. I failed many times, but I tried again. And every small effort built my confidence. Every mistake taught me something new. Every little practice moved me forward. So now, it's your turn. What is your dream? Do you want to study abroad? Do you want to get a better job? Do you want to understand English movies, books, or songs? Do you want to make new friends across the world? Whatever your dream is, English can help you. It's a bridge. It's a tool. It's a key that opens many doors. But remember, big dreams need small steps. Just like I did, you can start with one word a day, one sentence, one small conversation. You can listen, you can speak, you can write, you can grow. And when it gets hard, and it will, just remember my story. Remember how I began, from fear, from confusion, from small steps. And now, I'm here, telling you this story in English. You have everything you need to succeed. You have a voice. You have a heart. You have a dream. Now, take the first step. Or if you've already taken it, take the next. And don't stop. Keep going. Because one day, you will tell your own story. And maybe, just maybe, you will inspire someone else. Just like I hope I've inspired you. As I sit here, thinking about everything I've shared with you, I realize that my story is not over. In fact, it's far from over. My English journey, your English journey, and everyone's journey. It never truly ends. The path is long, but the beauty is in the steps we take, no matter how small they may seem. This journey is not just about learning a language. It's about growing as a person. It's about challenging yourself. It's about becoming someone who doesn't give up, even when the road feels hard. I remember a time when I felt stuck. I had learned so many words, and my vocabulary was improving. But when I tried to speak, my mind went blank. My sentences didn't come out the way I wanted. My pronunciation wasn't perfect. I felt frustrated. I thought, am I ever going to get better? Am I wasting my time? But that was the moment I learned an important lesson. Progress is not always obvious. Sometimes we don't see how much we've grown until we look back. We don't always feel different every day, but we are changing. We are moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. For example, one time I joined a new speaking club. I had to introduce myself again. This time, I wasn't so nervous. I didn't worry about making mistakes. I simply spoke from my heart. And when I finished, the teacher said, "Your English is so much better than before. You've made great progress." That made me realize that I had, indeed, come a long way. It wasn't a big change in one day, but many small changes over time had made a big difference. So if you feel like you are not improving, don't worry. Don't compare yourself to others. Your journey is yours alone. Everyone learns at their own pace. Just keep moving forward. There will be days when you feel tired. You might want to quit. You might feel like it's too hard. But those are the moments when you need to push yourself the most. When things get tough, remind yourself of your dream. Remember why you started. Take a deep breath, smile, and take one more small step. Even if it's just reading a sentence, or writing a few words, or listening to an English song. Keep moving. Keep learning. Keep growing. And don't forget, you're not alone. There are millions of people just like you, trying to improve, struggling, failing, and then trying again. You are part of a global community of learners, all working together to make the world smaller, to connect with each other, and to share ideas, thoughts, and dreams. Every time you learn a new word, every time you speak, you are not just learning a language. You are becoming part of something bigger. You are connecting with others in a way that will open doors for you and change your life. Here's something I want you to remember. Every mistake is a lesson. Every wrong pronunciation, every missed word, every unclear sentence, they are all stepping stones. They are part of the process. It's okay to make mistakes. I made plenty of them. And I still make them. But each time, I learn. I grow. I improve. And that's all that matters. As you move forward in your journey, don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Remember the first time you understood a sentence in English. Remember the first time you spoke to someone in English. Remember the first time you wrote a paragraph. These small victories are what make the journey worth it. They are proof that you are on the right path. You are getting closer to your goal. I have learned that the journey is never really about the destination. It's about what happens along the way. It's about who you become in the process. Every day you spend learning English is a day you are becoming a stronger, more confident person. You are learning not just the language, but the skill of persistence. You are learning how to overcome challenges. You are learning how to face your fears and keep moving forward. And, my friend, this is just the beginning. You may think, when will I be done with my English learning? But the truth is, you will never be done. Learning is a lifelong process. There is always something new to discover, always something new to learn. And that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes the journey beautiful. So even if you feel tired or frustrated, even if you feel like giving up, remember this. You are capable. You are strong. You are growing. You are not alone in this. You have the power to reach your dreams step by step. And when you look back one day, you'll see how far you've come. You'll see the little wins, the big changes, and you'll be proud of yourself. Because you didn't give up. You kept moving forward.